London, 1888. The East End was choked in fog, where alleys turned to shadows, and shadows turned to whispers. Whitechapel was no stranger to poverty, disease, and crime, but what haunted its streets that autumn was something darker. It began with a single corpse. August 31st! Her throat had been cut, her body mutilated, a cruel killing. But no witnesses, just silence and a chill in the air. A woman, Mary Ann Nichols, was found on Bucks Row. Then came the second, Annie Chapman, discovered just over a week later behind a boarding house. Her stomach had been opened, her womb removed, carefully, deliberately. Now, the people whispered a name, Jack the Ripper. The press fed the The Ripper was no ordinary criminal. He chose his victims with care, women on the edge of society, those who had little and were noticed even less. Prostitutes, mostly vulnerable, alone. He killed with a blade. He moved in the dark, and he left no trace. Then, one night, he struck twice. September 30th, Elizabeth Stride's body was found first, her throat cut, the rest of her untouched. The killer had likely been disturbed, but he wasn't finished. An hour later, Catherine Eddowes was found in Mitre Square. Her face had been slashed, her kidney taken, her body left in a way that chilled, even hardened officers. The city was gripped by terror. Mothers clutched their daughters. Men avoided the fog. Police flooded the streets, but the killer moved like smoke. The Ripper was escalated. Then came the letter, written in red ink. Dear boss, it began. I am down on whores, and I shan't quit ripping them. It was signed Jack the Ripper. The name stuck. It echoed from headlines and posters, whispered in pubs and parlors. Nobody saw him. Nobody heard him. Her face had been carved away. Her heart was gone. The room, drenched in blood, looked like a butcher's stall. And then came his last known kill. They chased the leads across the East End, but every clue led to a dead end. The case was officially closed in 1892. November 9th, some believed he was a surgeon. Others claimed he was a butcher or mortuary assistant. Some whispered of a royal conspiracy. Others suggested a madman who simply knew how to disappear. Mary Jane Kelly, she was found in her small room, her body butchered beyond recognition. His crimes didn't just cut through flesh. They cut into the soul of Victorian London, bled fear into the streets, and slipped back into the night. He forced the world to look at the poor, the forgotten, the vulnerable, and he showed that evil could wear the mask of invisibility. It was the work of someone who didn't just kill, he performed. And then, just like that, it stopped. No more letters. No more. Jack, he vanished into the mist. The investigation dragged on. Scotland Yard questioned doctors, barbers, butchers, lunatics, but the fear never left. Over the decades, more than 100 suspects have been named. The first modern serial killer, a ghost in a top hat, a figure that haunted the newspapers and still haunts the streets. But the truth, no one knows. So why does his story endure? Because Jack the Ripper wasn't just a killer. He was a mysterious shadow without a face. And it was in their deaths that history remembers them. He was never caught, never tried, never named. He came out of the darkness. 5 women. You can almost hear it. Mary Ann Nichols, Annie Chapman, Elizabeth Stride, Catherine Eddowes, Mary Jane Kelly. 5 lives ended with surgical cruelty. They weren't just names on a page. They were women who struggled to survive in a brutal world. Jack the Ripper became legend. Even now, Whitechapel remembers. The fog still creeps down those narrow alleys. Tourists walk the same streets, but in the quiet, in the stillness, a footstep, a breath, a whisper in the fog. Jack never left. He just disappeared.